I'm not big on disclaimers, so I'm just going to get right into it. This poem is called Olive Trees. I remember Sunday mornings in church as a little girl listening to praise songs about wanting to be more like Jesus. I remember thinking how much we already seem to have in common because we both only show up on Sundays. I only saw Jesus through the lens of the hypocrites who distorted my spiritual view in the first place. I hear people cry out, "Make me more like you." But do they really know what it means to become more like you, to be mocked, betrayed, wrongfully accused, beaten, mistreated, abandoned, and abused? I share in the suffering of you. Yet nothing compares to the torture inflicted upon you. As he shared his last meal with the ones who would soon betray him, I wonder if the table they ate on reminded him of the wood he would soon die on, constructed from the very trees created by his Father. As the hour continued to draw near, Jesus said, "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death." As he knew what it felt like to have your heart broken, he fell to the ground in the Garden of Gethsemane. In agony, Jesus cried out that if possible, the hour might pass from him. He cried, "Abba, Father, everything is possible for you. Take this cup from me. Let not my will, but your will be done." Because of his anguish, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground. He instructed his disciples to watch and pray so that they may not fall into temptation, the temptation of losing faith in the face of severe trial. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. I mourn and I weep over the intruder who has invaded the gray matter in my husband's left frontal lobe. As if once wasn't enough, in less than 1 year it came back. Cancer's grown, this time more aggressive. Terminal. Stage 4, with a death sentence of about a year, will our family of 5 become a family of 4? The news overwhelmed my soul with sorrow as my heart continued to break. My husband lay on a ventilator. As I sit at home and wait, I fall to the ground as my closet becomes the Garden of Gethsemane. I cry out in agony, "Father, this is too much for me. Please take this cup from me." My eyes bleed with pain. Tears rapidly escape. As they fall, they match the speed of my heart rate. My stomach doing flips as the tumor continued to grip, and his personality started to shift. His speech began to drift, and my hands began to slip as they unclench from a fist. My palms extend like I'm ready to receive a gift. Lord, I submit. Let your will be done. Even when life seems bleak, let your will be done. When my spirit is willing, but my flesh is weak, I don't think it's a coincidence that a garden of olive trees was a place Jesus loved to be. You see, Gethsemane means oil press, a place where heavy slabs of rock press down on olives, like the weight of the sins of the world pressed down on Jesus, like the season of pressure I am currently in. As the pressure increases, I continue to press on. Like Jesus on his way to fulfill God's mission, he pressed on. Already beaten beyond recognition, he pressed on. An act of total submission, he pressed on, and so will I. For we are hard pressed on every side, but never crushed. Pressed, extracting what is most valuable from within. I share in the suffering of him, but he shared in the suffering of me too. Every inhuman evil inflicted upon me, every affliction and act of injustice was in that cup he drank for me and for you. Created in his image, he transforms suffering from misery to privilege. Father, thank you for trusting me to carry this burden. I know you wouldn't trust just anyone with something that needs bravery to do timid, someone who is willing to bear a cross as much as they are willing to wear one. I don't know if my husband will still be with us in a year. But because of your grace, I don't need to. I know you are in control, and sometimes you have to break hearts to save souls. Let your spirit of glory rest upon me. Like Peter, I will rejoice in as much as I participate in the sufferings of Christ, so that I may be overjoyed when his glory is revealed.